It's time for Season 5 of FACEIT League. We are not wasting any time. We're turning around and getting right back into Season 5. This one should be a good one. Oh, wait, yeah, I say that about all, don't I? But, you know, I'm always optimistic. This one should be a good one. Getting a look at Hive Mind Villains here tonight. Connie reached out, excited to get on streaming and show just the improvements they made. He was saying that, you know, they got a coach for this season, which is nice. And, I mean, I've heard from other teams just what a big difference that can make. And that there's more coming. So big things ahead is basically all I was told. Taking a back look at Season 4 playoff bracket. Because like, Villains were so darn close. Villains were one map away from making it into Master Division. But as one of those two teams, we do get Crimson will be going on the attack with Oasis randomly chosen here as our first map. So I'm going to go ahead and flip our sides here. But, of course, that leaves Villains, as I was saying, is one of your favorites. I mean, just right out of the gate, has to be considered one of the favorites here in Expert Division, just kind of based off what we saw, especially if they're going to continue to make improvements. We saw them have an outstanding season in Season 4, or in 10-6, placing 9th overall, and then that big 5th-6th finish. One map away from making it into Master Division. So, really an outstanding season. Pretty much only losing to teams that you expect them to lose to. Alberta and you, now called Nightfall, would be the one exception to that. Other than that, these were all top 5 teams. So, Expert Division now fully in a ban phase that emulates OWCS. We are in a complete loser pick format. Let me figure out. We got Genji and Juno banned out. Let me figure out which team banned which. Okay, Villains with the Genji ban. Heard. Get that plugged in for you. First map pick is random, I do believe it. Unless they've changed it from Season 4. In Season 4, it was random. I have not heard that it is otherwise. I have not heard that about higher seed getting it yet. All right, looks like we're good to go. We got all our ducks in order. Let's get into it. Let's see. Crimson's first season in Expert. We're in Advanced. Went from Open to Season 3 to Advanced to Season 4. Now making their debut here in Expert for Season 5.
Capture the objective.
I'm only following so I can turbo glaze Crimson's in chat. Hey, that's a great reason to follow. That's what I like to hear. That's the best reason to follow. Okay, we're gonna get a Winston approach here. Try to get Furry into a safe position. Furry and Jono kind of hold up in the corner right now. This, of course, means Bowie can't extend too far out. Got to make sure that they can get back. And ooh, it may have, in fact, been off more than they can chew. With Furry not able to get sightlines out into the open. Bowie takes a lot of damage. Now, there has been a quick swing back. Despite losing the Winston first, Panda Squad and AIM have really cleaned up here. AME, excuse me. AME we have definitely had on the stream before. I believe AME was, in fact, a standout. Angry, what's up? I appreciate you being here. Open, Advanced, Expert, all number 1. That's the goal. I mean, it's pretty rad. I mean, it's a hell of a start. Ooh, let me get y'all some Preds. Here, I'll get y'all some quick Preds. Enjoy some Amity Pov real quick. I know they're a little late, but you know what? It's better late than never. I'm not doing the way they started, so I'm going to do it with Crimson's as 1. As how they started and how the FACEIT lobby is set up, is how these will always be set up. Don't let the in-game one fool you. I'll still give you 2 minutes here, why the hell not? Alright, Primal Rage out of Amity. Bringing it back, a losing fight. As Crumb goes down at 98% to beat. Furry lives at 1 health to get to sleep. That was miraculous. What a play out of Furry. A last moment save to stay alive in this fight. Now, still we get a flip through with the double portal coming in. And Hive Mind Villains will use that chase out Bowie. Now, Nino playing off the stairs. Thought about retaliating or pushing more. Panda Squad picked up Clash in that. And Hive Mind Villains got punished for that late aggression, trading out too at the end. Panda low does have an overclock. Kind of come back into this thing with playing down Main Street. Huh? Everybody just hiding. Flash on the far side, trying to deal with this Primal Rage out of Bowie. Slides in, gets the kill on Akani while being chased by the Primal. Will end up cornered, battered by the Ham Hawks of Bowie here. And a fortuitous position to pick up a kill out of Nino and help chase down Crumb as well. Well played out of Bowie. This will be a flip. Both teams roughly about that mid-60s mark. Pretty darn even in percentage. Oh, man. Okay, that's right. That's right. Thank you, Yuna. Thank you. That's right. That now that you say that, it's ringing a bell. I believe I've cast on me before. And because I remember having this conversation. I know I've cast on me before. Boy, with another fantastic team fight here. Bail up to try to cut off the exit of Crumb. Crumb is going to dip around up top. Excuse me, that was Amity bailing out to regroup with Crumb. Kind of a fight right down here in the middle of the point. The chase out onto Crumb. Oh, and a nasty shot from Panda Squad. We'll find Nino across range. This will be opening round going over to Crimson's. Their first round in Expert, and then it's going to be a 100-69 top.
Score 0-1.
Oh, and my team, I love gambling, says Flexcution. Hey, appreciate you being here.
Ready for battle.
I always appreciate y'all helping me with the pronunciations. I want to get it right. I want to get it right. And sometimes I just, forget. We got a lot of players out here. I try to get them all right. I try to remember it all, but sometimes I forget. Kill a monster. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody being here with the debut of Season 5 for NA.
1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
Fur with a spectacular sleep dart, last moment sleep dart to really save themselves, and an important ultimate fight there for Crimson's on the previous map. Sticking with the Yana here as we head into our second round of City Center. Let's see, is Bowie able to get anything with this high ground position? Entrance into the back line, kind of protected by Nino at the moment. Nino's going to give chase as they've already put in a little chunk onto Bowie's health bar. Oh, but there we see some expertise in the auto on display here from Furry once again, finding Crumb. Crumb has had a rough opening map. If I had to eye test, probably leading the server in death at the moment, it feels like. I always got to remember I can hit tab again. Well, team fight's about to happen. We can't worry about that right now. Bowie's already jumped in, pick up one. I don't think. Meanwhile, DPS. Nino in particular. He's doing a good job of dancing alongside Emity, it looked like here. Nope. Get out of the center. Get out of the center pillar. I mean, moving towards jump pad side. Bowie wants to press. Ooh, pulls back. Nino got greedy on the pull. Seems to get popped. Fantasy with a great shot. Clears off the flank. Now it's Amity. Everybody's guns are focused at the Winston. There's really nobody else to distract. Ooh, jumping to the back line. Even adding a little assist there to Bowie's primal range. Sound barrier now invested. Flash ends up under the wheels of a car, apparently, on the outside. Concerning rush countered by Jono's rally. Ooh, almost secured the kill on Makani. Makani's able to get out just in the nick of time. Great peel from Amity. Jumping back to the point to try to claim control. Bowie's able to move in just in the last moment to contest. I believe Ame was helping with that endeavor as well. It feels like this point has been just a fraction from being contested from it now. There's the flip. Panda Squad with an OC to try to take it back. Doesn't get any kills with the overclock, but does force the disengage. Very quickly back onto the point. Amity will deny the recap, at least meeting it. Now an overclock pop from Clash. Once again, sliding to the outside. Beautiful angle. Finds the head of Dorado. Some chunky damage in on the Panda Squad as well as they ate a Colat. Good job from Crumb and Amity to go in and clean that one up. And here we got Villains now firmly in control. They did get punished for this kind of aggression in the previous map, and Ame is going to find a kill on a Clash. Now, Connie's response on the Furry will prevent Crimson's from being able to completely pursue this. We'll see if Bowie can find anything. Definitely looking for it. Well, this is getting messy. Panda Squad picks up one. Primal Rage out towards Spot side. Decent juggle, but can't secure it. Double support ults available for both teams. Keep an eye on this setup. See if Nino can find entrance. Nino pushing around right side, considering a rush right up the middle. Sound barrier in, double support ults in. There goes Nino, nice. It was a triple blink pulse. It looked like all the way across. Might have just been 2. 75% counting on the board here for Villains as they pursue more kills. Bo is going to receive a nano boost. Rally thrown in from Jono here to boot. This is prompts a quick retreat out of the Villains. Clash is separated from the rest of the team. Here comes Ame to help back this up. A quick switch step in, but Connie might end up the victim of that. Connie sacrifices themselves to go and try to save Nino. Great anti-nade in play there out of Furry to help secure that one. Nino still threatening again, though. John already down, Furry down. No supports left here, and Villains should secure this flip. 99 to 88. Now they're gonna do it down players. Like, it's not flawless. We did the swift step in. Connie's back on the case, but Neno falls. No DPS here for Villains. We are gonna get touch from Ame. Drop it in with a pulse after they've already won the duel against Neno, but Amity comes over the top, finds that kill. Panda Squad has an OC. Amity trying to hold the line, but can't. Once the shield break, they went down. A good punch from Bowie kind of pushed him out of cover. Bowie, though, suffering a similar fate, ends up overextending. Ame way out of this fight. Then a juggling on the point. Pulse lands between a couple of players on the other side, kicking the field goal. Flash is back here with an overclock, 99-98. Villains in control. Dancing around with Panda Squad there low. Sound barrier here to back up the Villains, and Crumb is going to run in and pick up a kill all. Flies, Panda Squad. The Lucio puts on the heavy metal. They get to work. Wrecking Ball return. The last home. Oh, man, actually gets a kill on the Clash with the Pulse Bomb. The Wrecking Ball's so low, though, I don't see anything's going to hold against this Kitsune Rush. A valiant attempt in an extended final fight. Villains will send us to round 3. We're headed to University. Agreed, Evasion. That I know exactly what rally you're talking about. That was a really, really nice rally. I know exactly what rally you're talking about there in the doorway. Guildmaster said, just came by and followed to say if Crimsons lose, it's all Jono's fault. Well, I mean, so far, so good. Jono's been on point. Sticking with this Brig, it looks like. We're going to stick with the Brigana in general, which is very telling, right? Team is going to play the Winston Brigana heading into University. That's definitely a big indication of what we can see from the future maps. As opposed to, whoops, wrong button, sorry. We are getting the Ramatra Brawl, including Clash on the Cass, here from the Villains. Boy, with a great right click, turns to hit Neno after Ame had already done a significant amount of damage. Ame gets low, but is able to back up and receive some healing. Hide out behind the healers. Open up the point for a moment. Immediately, Ame and Bowie are going to move in a recontest. This forces a rotation. Clash trying to move in. Converges with Amity to secure this, and then they shall. Pair of kills for Amity on both supports. Clash is able to find Panda. And after a bit of do-si-do here to kick us off the first fight, Hive Mind Villains will grab control at University. Clash doing 85% worth of damage towards that first ultimate. That was kind of an awkward sentence, but you know what I meant. I'm trying to push up towards high ground, open up a little bit of room. The rest of the team trying to muscle their way past this Runasapi, but Amity has already got Annihilation ready to go. Furry's low, Bowie's dead. Amity will get pulled down, the sleep taking them out of the Annihilation form, but the damage has in fact been done. Another fight win here for Villets. Knock for it. Thank you for being here. I appreciate the kind words. Kitsune Deadeye here from Villains to hold the point. Furry with the... Oh, wow. Ame just cancels the Deadeye. Never mind. I was going to say there is a nano boost available to go over here. So 1 for 1. Loses it. Amity gets the kill amidst the Kitsune rush. A dying wish there from Connie. And though you're able to take the nano out of the fight, nothing but red outlines left on the point.
Hey, it's Kiniko.
Social, what's up? I appreciate you being here. Barrier Crumb hits all 5, and Amity's able to kill Bowie with the... I don't know how that happened. Maybe it was just that extra damage. I was too busy watching the OC. Crumb loses... no, that hit all 5. We're good, we're good. Crumb loses nothing. Loses life, unfortunately. Vortex looks a little late on that one. Wish he'd have had it for the Primal. Bowie still takes a truckload of damage. Kind of has to bail in the back half of this Primal Rage. Recognize an isolated Crumb inside a hallway. Crumb's able to back out of that hallway, and Annihilation comes in. Crumb was the bait, and everybody from Grimson's took it. Amity moves in and had the massive hook, line, and sinker on that one. Beautiful play out of Villains to close out map 1. We will get a last-second touch here. Bowie coming back. Panda Squad swap into a Sim, but Jono dies, and that would have been the one ultimate that might have been able to make a miracle happen. So after a little bit of cleanup, the final straw being the kill onto Ame, and that will be the map. Well played out of Crimson. I mean, put up a heck of a fight. Came out swinging on that one. The underdogs are able to win. Well, I mean, I call them the underdogs. I guess they've got to be considered the underdogs as their first season in Expert here, going up against, you know, a top 5-6 finish out of Villains. Finished 4th overall regular season. Well, no, finished 9th overall regular season. And yeah, Crimson's are able to win their first round in their debut in Expert. Unfortunately, they lose their first map though. Yeah, as we saw in chat, their first place finishes in seasons 3 and seasons 4. Moving from open to advanced to their debut here in season 5. Very impressive, very impressive. Our first look at the squad here on stream. And despite them dropping that first map, yo, like what I'm seeing, like what I'm seeing. Ame definitely, as we talked about, it was a standout name. Furry also, after that big sleep, obviously, that caught my eye. But as I started paying attention, I mean, Furry having some huge impact in those fights as well. Able to kind of weave that nade in some vital points. But when it came to, you know, super close quarters brawl map, they did falter a bit, and the Ramatra from Villains here really took over. Amity absolutely took over that map. Speaking of, we got the Ramatra banned out with a King's Row pick, a surprising pick from a team that showed us all Winston there for map 1. Let's go look at some stats while I go plug that in. Oh, hey, who'd we get on We are gonna keep with Crimson's in the red outlines. So anyway, that's just useful to know for inputting my ban here. Working on an entirely new control and overlay system here. I'm completely revamping my overlays and the way they function, which should give me a whole lot more options and room to do stuff, do some cool things, and make it more and more emulate like what you would see in other broadcasts. But of course, with you know, my little spin on it, with my little take on it, you know. What stands out here in map 1? What stands out in map 1? I mean, almost had fewest deaths in the lobby there at 30 and 6. I mean, really an outstanding map. 41 and 5 out of Amity though. Like it's gotta be your tail of the tape. You're talking most elims, fewest deaths, and most damage. In a couple of different tank looks. Particularly strong on the Ramatra. Want to look like there at least. Now, that could have just been, you know, the difficulty of playing Winston on University. Perfect timing. Get the Preds up just as we get the game invite. Let's go check out that other band. Let's see, it was an auto ban. Hey, makes sense. Makes perfect sense. After what we saw there in map 1, you bet. Looks like High Mind Villains kind of had the same assessment I did. That auto's pretty good. But also more so a fundamental part of their composition, right? I am slightly memeing, but only slightly. But really is obviously the fundamental part of the Winston composition and the way that comp wants to play. So we'll get to see what else Crimson have in the pocket. Do they still try to run the Winston, but just do, you know, a Lucio Kiri variation on or something like that? Or do they change up comps entirely?
Now entering.
Well, it'll take us long. We don't have to wait long to find out. Let's get into Kings.
Match. Ready for battle.
Down at 40 points from Master League playoffs last season. Oof. Hey, you know what? That just goes to show you how crazy those playoffs were. I mean, honestly, not so much on you, or actually really not on you at all. Those are just crazy playoffs. That could have happened to the best of us. Anyone. Hazard comp coming out here from Villains. Looking at Nino in the top window. Interesting. Okay, so high ground, but has the option to kind of stay up top or protect hotel, depending on the first look.
5, 4,
Otherwise, a 3-2 split.
1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective.
Okay. Social saying a normal game for Amity. Best tank in all of Expert, according to them. Sad they didn't end up in Master this season. Well, hey, you know what?
All of us.
Now's the time to come in and take over, you know? And now would be the perfect opportunity for Amity to show what they got, but it's Bowie on the attack first here, and it's going to be Crimson picking up not only first blood, but a whole host of other kills along with it. Furry Finboy moving over into the Kiriko in lieu of that on a ban and lighting up the kill feed. She's just that good, says Social. Yes. Yeah, Flexecution is correct. Hive Mind Villains did lose in a 2-3 to Wizard Cats. in the lower bracket quarterfinals. Or semifinals? Quarterfinals. Aw! Savvy Mommy, you're very welcome. It's a pleasure. You kidding? It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you for being a part of this wonderful community. Thank you for playing. 5-minute time bank heading into point B. Then Furry leading the server in ult charge at 80% towards his opening Kitsune rush. But Bowie gets popped. Ooh, the Suzu's a touch late. Ooh, an aggressive swift step in to try to help Jono. We're doubling down on this one. We've already lost the tank. Can this support duo do anything in the backlines? Looking a little hairy. Panda Squad's able to find something. While the supports are creating a lot of space, drawing a lot of aggro inside this house, and surviving the whole time, mind you. Furry's able to find a kill and an Nino to boot. Panda was able to open up some great sight lines, got first blood after Bowie going down. I mean, just with how close that they were social, I mean, it's very reasonable to think that Villain should be a top 4 team. They're definitely, that's what I'm thinking coming into this season. Those are my expectations coming in. 100%. Now, they are going to make a Orisa swap, or at least did make an Orisa swap. Long enough ago that they've got ultimate already. I hadn't even talked about the defense very much. Ends up being a good hold here in front of point C with support ult still in the pocket. Despite Furry and Jono building this up so quickly, they have yet to invest them. Now, I would anticipate, perhaps this Kitsune coming in just as soon as they turn this Z band. And they try to push forward. Kitsune Rush has to be invested early. Terror Surge right in the middle of it all, and Jono goes down. Fortunately for them, they didn't try to hit that ultimate. But the Kitsune Rush gets nada. Absolutely nothing. Perfectly countered there from the blue and yellow Amity. Panda's turn gotta be the initiator. I suppose you could also use the sound barrier as another good option. Looks like a push up top there from Jono, escorting Bowie along to the backside of the alley here. Trying to find some angles. It does force 3 people back. Now, quick swift step in. Really trying to shift the angles on this. That was a cool maneuver. Sound barrier, push. Panda's gonna pop the OC. It's coming in from this alley side, has sightlines towards Amity. Crumb's rally is up. It kind of took him a second to work over to that far side, to that mega side, to really get Amity topped up. And Nino has to stall the cart, sacrificing their life to do so. Ame's eventually able to pick up Crumb after a pulse bomb goes awry. And with 2 minutes and some change left on the clock, we get the cap. Pushing the timer up to 3.5. Crimson's pushing all the way back towards the villain spawn. Wilmy Ojub, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Oh man, Jono up there pressuring Connie heavily. But Connie is able to kind of duck around it, dodge around it, get the orbital out onto this objective. The entirety of Crimson's really do a good job of avoiding it. Panda, in fact, is able to pick up 1. That Kitsune Rush does hit the battlefield. Nobody jumps in to use it, though, unfortunately. Defense disengages. Oh yeah, what team is that, Social? It looked like the Terror Surge just barely caught the end of the jump there for Bowie. Soundwave keeps Crimson's alive long enough for the overclock to get invested. Amity low. Furry with the final blow. Panda with a massive chunk of the damage.
Cybernetics regulated.
Furry succumbs to the harassment of Nino in the back line, and that could be disastrous. It's just Lucio heals as Crimson is trying to push for this final 15 meters or so. Now cut down to about 3.5. Rally on the retake, Clash with an overclock. Primal Rage out of Bowie. He's going to get Clash inside the little cubby here. Can't quite lock it down. Looks like Clash able to slide in towards spawn. The rally can get everybody on point a lot. Furry has returned to the fight, about 30% away from their own ultimate. You're looking at Connie with the response and then Orbital Red. Ame might be the GOAT. I mean, yo, I'm kind of thinking the same thing, Skylar. I appreciate the follow. Nano drops a pulse onto Jono. Disastrous start here with 65 seconds to go. Oh, Panda. Panda's still making sure that everybody's aware they're here, though. Sending message after message here to this villain's defense. Give me a quick re-engage. I don't think Jono's even back into this fight yet. Connie's going to throw in the orbital. I think a bit earlier than they would have liked. And Furry finds 2 headshots here amidst their own Kitsune rush to help get this cart in with time left in the bank.
Score 0-3. Switching sides. Initiating match.
I'm sure Furry would have even wanted that Kitsune rush back. I assume that's what Headrammer is talking about.
Ready for battle.
Hey, they definitely found some great fights there at the end. A couple of killer final blows to help a clean and crisp cap. Plenty of time. Kesa? Not a player I'm personally familiar with. Flint and Steel is the new Easy roster. Right on. Yep, actually met her over the weekend. Here in Dallas, over at CCC. Played a while back, just been back around in rank now, putting their toes back in competitive and stuff. That's awesome. I mean, they've had a hell of a series so far. Whether it was the Ana, I mean, you got the Ana banned out immediately just based off of the performance there in that first map. And then it's looked great here on the carry. Can't argue, can't argue. Amity with a aggressive push up top. Kami gets hunted down by Ame there in the back line. Ame's out of hotel, out of harm's way, back into hotel, back into safety. Ooh, good shot from Clash. I'm gonna try to mess with Connie. Gotta, just put one right between the eyes there. Amity holding off a couple people on the high ground. Bowie does want to re-engage. Gonna drop back in. I mean, just landed right in the middle of everybody. Leaps back up into space. Both Kitsune is very available. Ame will get this pulse, and he seems to be pretty much dead even. Do have Bo and Jono a bit behind as far as Kitsunes are concerned, and then Clash about 25% behind on the overclock. Talk about another standout so far in this series. Panda has certainly been one. Now has a Kitsune coming down their direction. Where did furries end up? I don't see the red one at all. All I see is villains storming out of the alley. It's like an episode of Peaky Blinders. Just villains pouring into the streets from the back alleys, taking down anybody they see. Kill from Neno, and Panda's not even getting an opportunity to use that extra ult charge, that early ult charge they built up on Neno over clock. Primal Rage invested from Bowie. Sound barrier from Crumb does not hit him. So Amity somehow gets blocked from that sound barrier. Dangerously low, but is able to escape. Bowie's sub 100 health in their own right, has to just hide out on top of the catwalk. Both teams kind of back away. Both teams end up losing their Winstons when it's all said and done. So battle of the DPS and supports. Jono trying to regroup with the team. Furry jumps into a dangerous spot, trying to hold the corner. Overclock popped out of Panda to see if they can assist in that endeavor. A little bit of a jumping shot lands on the Clash, but they're within sightlines of their healer and topped up. Second shot lands, but Crumb is up there, and here comes the Winstons back into the fight. Amity landing right on top of Panda's head. Neno there to help with the kill. Significant player advantage now, and fantastic map control picked up from Villains. One last little push will do it. Everybody huddled up in the corner. No ult to speak up for this defense. Going in, trying to help follow, finish up on the dive from Amity. They both kind of are cycling in and out. It's enough to just force Crimson's out. Crimson's never had a way back in. KRI_GD. Thank you for the follow. Kiri God, I'm assuming. Looks like just we've been reverse swept so many times. Have titanium mentals now. Immune to mental breaking. Connie's Kitsune rush down just around the corner. I mean, back behind, harassing the Lucio. Was able to get good damage in on the Crumb. Just forced the slide out of Clash, but you know what? They had it to get away, and they're waiting for you. Yeah, the moment. Oh, they turned the corner. Clash had him in their sides. Beautifully predicted, beautifully read. Now that OC can go unimpeded, without any pesky flankers to worry about. Right down Main Street. Bubble is out. Sound barrier, the only thing standing in the way between Villains and a cap, with 240 remaining on the clock. We are going to get both of those sound barriers invested. Bowie, importantly, did not get Jono's sound barrier. Ame still harassing through Mega. Oh no, that's Neno. That's Neno over there. No, Ame was back there as well. Clash is able to take care of them. Bowie tried to go help out, but not able to help secure anything. Ends up just being a giant mismatch. Good peel out of Villains. I think Ame ended up just a little bit ahead of Bowie on that one.
Score 3-3.
He measures his aura through scientific methods. I mean, not wrong.
Initiating match.
One of the ways I decide is I do have a match request channel on my Discord. So if there's, you want to get your favorite team in, you're welcome to go request a match. Now, obviously, that is no guarantee, but I tend to make my schedules on Sunday or Monday, and I will be checking that channel for any requests. Because previously, it would just be done through DMs, and I forgot one time because it just kind of got lost in the DMs and lost in the shuffle, and I felt bad. So it's like, nah, let's keep it in one spot where I can go check. So if you're looking to get your team or your friend's team or you're a fan of a team and you want to see on stream, by all means, join the Discord and go request it. I will typically do any match unless I've already got something planned or unless there's just a really big match planned. But for the most part, if I haven't made the schedule yet and I'm available, I will cover whatever team. It doesn't have to be, you know, doesn't have to be a top 10 team or anything. In fact, I like trying to get at least everybody an expert on once. Definitely try to get a top 16 on at least once. That's the goal. It doesn't always work out that way, but I try. Okay, let's lock in on this defense with the Pharah and from Ame to help secure it. Creating an interesting 4-1 split. In fact, all 5 on high ground at one point. All right. Nino caught Jono down low by a statue. Panda just can come stall on point. And this is going to be a one and done here from Villains. Excuse me. On their defense, rather. With that said, we will get a touch. We will get a touch. A little preemptive. A little preemptive. Emily going down. Good start. Oh, but Nino and Kadi just able to do too much. Nino Kadi able to surround, of course, all of Crimson's force just kind of run to the point. Nino Kadi able to take advantage of that fact fully. Just kind of encircle him as they push in on that desperate attempt.
Switching sides. Initiating match. Ready for battle.
If everybody agrees to it, social. As long as things are respectful, I think rivalry is healthy. But that respect part is key. All right, 2.5 minutes here for Villains as they go on their extra innings attack. After that full hold, well, of course, only needing 33% to move up towards match point. Nothing for the initial shot. We're going right back into the Lucio Curie. Emily coming out to Winston once again. Crumb on a lone mission to come kind of clear this high ground, perhaps some scouting. Does manage to get the boop, forcing Bowie back down to the low ground. Nino just pushing right at the middle here with Amity. So they send Crumb up the outside, and then Amity and Nino actually just start playing around statue and far more just full frontal assault. Almost played it like a brawl. You know, a little more back and forth, the mobility of Winston. Unfortunately, it's going to end up not working out. Well, it's traded, and that attacker spawn is such a huge advantage. Yeah, that's actually going to do it. Good boot provides the last touch, or denies the last touch. At first, got a grab play. Woo. Villains move up 2-0. Yeah, Crimson's facing a very dangerous team here for their debut in Expert Division, and perhaps even a little bit of a team with a chip on their shoulder. You know, coming so close, being able to, I mean, so close to the Master Division, they can taste it. It wouldn't surprise me to see them come in here and just be furiously focused all season long. But, I mean, Crimsons are looking good. I mean, again, we're expecting Villains to be a top team in the division. And Crimsons are putting up a heck of a fight here. They're going to take us to Dorado for map 3 with the Ash Band, staying on the attack. I believe that was decided by, I think Villains are choosing to stay on defense. Let's go look at some stats there for map 2. Hey, a lot closer in the tank department. Like, this is what I'm talking about. You know, if we're expecting Villains to, you know, be a favorite here in this division, this is how close this match has been with Crimsons making their debut. I mean, just look at those team fights, y'all. Like, that is extremely close. 26-25 there between Bowie and Amity. Yeah, I got your schedule made for the week. And keep an eye on this. I got this pinned on Twitter as well. But a lot of expert action going on. We're gonna focus in on expert division for these opening 2 weeks, with Master Division starting on May 19th. So we'll be returning back here tomorrow with Iliad Athena taking on NLC Red for your Tuesday night NA matchup. NLSU Red, excuse me. NCSU Red. I flipped it. NCSU Red. Yeah, I was excited. I got my schedule remade. Break music. It means it's time to close out some Preds. Yeah, just good old stream beats, Headrammer. Good old stream beats. Okay, once again, it was a Dorado pick here out of Crimsons from after we had Ash Band out from Crimsons, Brig Band coming in from the Villains.
Initiating match.
Let me get that plugged in for. We'll get it about 3.
Ready for battle.
Social. I'm taking your port here. You're the 1 point. Trust in the reverse sweep, or hey, at the very least, at least take them out.
But I am certain that we're going to have a great time.
So we have seen Freya in each of our 2 EMEA matches. We saw Freya for at least 1 map.
Get this done.
And it was in lieu of the Sojourner. We are seeing the Tracer Freya here from Villains. Freya able to go back into that Ana. After it got banned there in map number 2. It was right back into it. I'm going to give it some love over to Connie for finding that first kill. Amity's able to hold down this rooftop. I'm kind of curious on when teams decide to pull the Freya versus the Sojourn. You know, burst damage versus consistent damage output. Oh, just a little clip over there to see Kana put it back in spawn for the second time on this map. Second time in 60 seconds. Kana doing some work from up here. My goodness. Locked in there with the Kuda. The cafe mentioned, that's my org. Awesome. Week 7777, awesome. Yeah, we're going to get you on later this week. Looking forward to that. I don't know what's up with the, like, parakeet tennis ball, but I love it. I saw that in, was that in the Dilduck server? I saw that. I don't know what it is, but I love it. All right, high ground approach here. The entirety of Crimson has managed to work their way up here, giving Furry some nice angles. But unfortunately, Amity is having none of your sass. Gets awed out. Connie coming up with yet another final blow in this fight. Now, this one has been a lot more bloody for the defense of the villains. Been a 2-for-2 trade. And with some ultimates coming up online, Connie has that Kitsune rush back into the fight. You know the villains want that one in as quick as possible.
Hey.
A little bit slower, high ground approach out of Crimson's means villains are going to pull the trigger first on the back of this Kitsune rush. I know Sound Barrier is way late in that fight for trying to save Bowie. Clash gets the bolo. I can't believe I missed it. Combined with the Crumb Sound Barrier, very nice counter punch. They're out of Hive Mind villains. Once they recognize they got that opening pick on the Bowie with the Sound Barrier, you know, a little bit ill-timed. The perfect counter punch of Bowie's going to go down again after coming back first. The fight's right back into the respawn. Quick cleanse onto the purple from Furry. And Amity's looking comfortable right back on this high ground. We got Ame threatening point. Flinging back up. Oh, it was looking for Amity, but they gave him the slip. Just disappeared up into the sky. Let's go take a look at our other Winston here. Ultimate popped. Clash hit by a beautiful sleep dart. Clash popped out of the air there by Furry, but unfortunately for them, Nino's able to find the kill. Now from Primal from Amity. Gets the double tap on the Panda. A little bit of a rooftop dance between our Lucios, Winstons, and Genjis. Tracers. Clash does such a good job as that as well with the Freya. One thing Freya does a little bit better than the Sojourn is just those quick bounces around, you know, constantly repositioning. You know, Bolo just thrown onto the tank trying to pull everybody in. The Nano does get onto the battlefield from Furry before Nano finds that final blow. Boy, not able to really secure anything with that boost. It is a 3v3 on the point, though. So despite Bowie not finding anything with the Nano, we did get a couple kills. I don't think it's going to be enough. 3v1 left. Ame will get stopped. Villains will hold Crimsons on their map pick of Dorado to a mere 66 meters here. Oh, Ewan, thank you for coming through the raid. Thank you so much.
Switching sides.
I appreciate it. I hope you had a good stream.
Initiating match.
Okay, slight adjustment to the game plan. Running double flex support here for this defense. With the Johnny carry, rocking the contender skin.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Looking for that red roof push. Yep, there was the nade and the disruptor shot. Just holding until looking to see if anybody from Villains was going to try to go up there. Dorado with a great opening shot. So far, so good there on the carry. Oh, and Ada can just be the worst nightmare for any of the Freya. You know, just slight pause in the air, and it's just a perfect opportunity for a ghost snipe. Oh, very low Bowie. Hide out in the corner. No nade to throw out there. Had already been used earlier. Did not save their tank. Too much pressure there. The big burst damage there from Villains. Rocking the newest hero. Some of the highest burst damage we have seen in the game. At least potential. If you can hit both those shots. Especially when combined with that mobility. Fist return here for Bowie. Not quite able to land a push on the Chrome. Alongside Amity, just have all the sustain they could possibly want. Clash with the Bolo to close it out. And Villains will win their first series here in Season 5.
Play of the game.
Oh, wrong button, sorry. There we go. Right button. Well, it looks like Crimson's kind of activated the Villain's trap card there on Dorado. The series was very, very close up until that point. Round run going all 3 maps. Crimson's actually winning the opening round. That was how they made a statement. That was how they made their debut in Expert Division, was winning that opening round on Gardens. But Villains are able to wrestle it back on Oasis and then all the way through, putting up a better time on King's Row. And then, get that big full hold defense. But again, I mean, maps were so close. The team fights were very, very close in both of those opening 2 maps. Dorado's a different story. When we thought perhaps that we could see the greatness out of Furries Ana once again. Unfortunately, just not able to find any room to work. You get the Freya swap there. Yeah, that's just too much. It's too much. Clash doing them dirty there on that swap. And also awesome to see the new hero in action. Absolutely awesome to see the new hero in action. And there you go. So wraps up our first match on stream here for NA Expert for Season 5. First of many, no doubt, my friends, the first of many.